Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Day 3 action here at Blue Heron Golf Club in the season's fourth and final major championship, the 25th HITE JINRO Championship. Timothy Lowe here, welcoming you along to Saturday action, where we had a two-way tie for the lead coming into the weekend between Sung Yu Jin and 2023 champion here, EA1. At 6 under par, Oh Seong Hui just a shot further back, but it's been a bit of a struggle from the pair of overnight leaders. One with 3 drop shots against the birdie, Eugene with 2 bogeys against a birdie at the second. They find themselves chasing now. One out of position. They're on the 7th. It is a par 5 though, so importantly gets that back into play. After a brilliant start in the first half of the season, picking up 3 wins, but she sort of stagnated since the summer break. An awkward little stance as well for your championship leader, Oh Seong Hui. Played very solid golf thus far. Yeah, that'll do. Absolutely no problems whatsoever there. Yo, a couple deep early on, just sort of faltered towards the end of her round. Hwang Yo-min put in a brilliant bogey-free round of golf yesterday at 71 for her to play herself into the title picture. And it's been a bit of a shaky start to Saturday, a bogey and a double on the card so far. Good chance to remedy the situation with the birdie opportunity here at 9. That nicely. One just needs to get her feet back under her again, you feel. That's a beautiful iron shot towards the end of her round yesterday, and that's more like it. One chance for a birdie. Joe also got a little squirrely towards the end of the round. Back to start. Couple of birdies, couple of bogeys for Hyunjo, but that one should work off the slope a little bit. Okay, give himself an opportunity. 3 major winners from earlier this season, all in contention here in the 4th and final big event of the season. Sungri of the Korean Women's Open last year at Rainbow Hills, picked up a 3rd KLPGA Tour victory at the Heaven Masters in a playoff over Lee Jae-yeon a couple months back, and at present tops the money list. Just over 1.1 billion Korean won banked already. Lee Jae-yeon has been pretty steady stuff, although just dropped a shot at 9, so back at 1 under. The ever popular Gaia. Quite the reception if she could go on to collect her first major title this week. Such a popular player. Big and very vocal fan club as well. Nice He's approaching from year one already. He's been pretty handy with the wedges. He's demonstrated very nicely there. Speaking of major winners this year, Hong Jung-min, victor at Lakewood in the first major of the year, the KLPGA Championship. Vertical in the front edge of the green, the pinpoint distance control will leave Jung-min a good opportunity to find back-to-back birdies. The two amateurs in the field, the only one to make the cut, Kim So-ah. Nice pace control in that, currently finds herself at 4 over for the tournament. Great learning experience for young Kim. Finds herself inside the top 30 in a pretty stacked field. KLPGA Tour. Park Hye-jun just trying to par the golf course to death, really. Ended her round with 9 straight yesterday. She's opened with 7 straight on Saturday. Giving herself much better birdie looks than she did towards the end of her round on Friday. That's a good shot into 8. Huge amount of right to left in this one. So, No Seung-hui also working down a little plateau. So the greens really get slick towards the later stages of day 2. Just over 11 feet on the stem meter, and a lot quicker than that when you're putting down some of these steep slopes. So a nice touch there from the championship leader. Yi Shu-ying from China gets that one to go. Nice birdie there for Shu-ying, who's having a really good season in the KLPGA Tour. Comfortably inside the top 40 on the money list. You just get the sense this is a pretty important putt for year 1, not only score-wise, but just confidence-wise. He needs to settle down, get back into the rhythm of her round. She's looked a little out of sorts over the last couple of holes. That'll do very nicely. Yeon recovers the shot back to within 2 of her playing partner. Comfortably snagged Rookie of the Year honors in 2024. Lee Hyun-jo finds herself atop the points list through 22 events this season. A lot of that has happened. Timely birdies. And a good one for Hyun-jo. Reigning star champion. Makes a move on 8. Looking to solo 5th now. Just 20 years of age. Truly remarkable stuff. Don't see too much in this one for Sung Yoo-jin to cut into the lead of Seung-hui. Got to tidy things up after a great wedge shot like that. That's a good bounce back birdie for the 2nd time this afternoon. And the string of pars come to an end here on 8. It's going to be another tally together the run of par she had at the end of Friday. That's 17 in a row for Park Hye-jun. Ga Young. It's a good look here on the par 5 10th. Breaks a little from right to left. Oh, that's cruel. Look good all the way. Only a par 5. Champions making a move. How about the KLPGA Championship winner? To find a birdie as well. Some major heat moving up the leaderboard. Nice birdies at 8 for Hyun-jo and Jung-min. There's 3 victories on the KLPGA Tour. Sung Yoo-jin is quietly having a nice solid season. Now playing back full time in South Korea. This fairway's getting a little bouncy. Rather soft and saturated in the early stages of the week, but it looks like it's just tumbled into the thick rough. See if that 4 settles down year 1 a little bit. Usually one of the most consistent drivers of the golf ball on tour. Doesn't miss many fairways and isn't particularly short either. About the brilliant season No Seung-hui has had. Not a single cut missed. 10 top 10s, a victory, 4 runner-up finishes. Small wonder she's topping the money list here. Bill, solid start to a round today. Question is, can she keep the momentum going? Bogey free for day 3. Shot into the 9th. She's giving herself a nice look. Some flip-flopping at the top of the leaderboard sees No Seung-hui lead by 1 over one of your overnight co-leaders, Sung Yoo-jin, Min Byul, and Ye-won, rounding out the top 4 at 5 under par.
마지막 거예요? 어떻게 넣고? 에이, 항상 얘기하잖아. 네.
has never been one of the longer players on tour. Certainly a very good tactician, and despite the fact that that hole is cut awfully close to the front edge of the green and the water that guards this green, there's ample room long. We saw Hyun Jo use the little backstop to good effect. Seung Hui is just one of those players who always seems to have really good distance control with her iron. So despite the fact it looks like a scary pin, definitely isn't. As long as you've got a nice full yardage you can take an aggressive swing at. I expect this one within 15, 18 feet more often than not for a player of her caliber, especially when you've got just over 125 yards. Straight pull. Seen a couple of those from Seung Hui, but thankfully it'll work off that slope I mentioned earlier. It doesn't pay too steep of a price for a bit of a clunky shot. And for Yujin, this very thick left rough, I expect she's got to try and work this one off the slope. The way to get it close without using that backstop is to pitch it short of the green. It's too much of a risk to take on. Shows you puts a premium on good driving accuracy this week at Blue Heron. This rough is awfully thick. Split the middle of the fairway. Did year one. Just start to put some good swings on these iron shots. Give herself nice looks. Did so beautifully back at 7. Not her finest effort, but she'll still have a decent look at birdie. It's a 1.5 billion one prize purse with 270 million up top for the champion. Oh, the Korea Women's Open champion, Lee Dong-eun. Struggle bus today, 2 over for the tournament. That's a nice birdie. Takes her to the turn with a little bit of confidence, opens her account for the afternoon. At just 1 over par. A couple of moments ago, now live with Bill. 4th birdie of the front side. Attack this putt, coming uphill a little. Give it a great try. It's the best she can do. Still, very solid front half of her round this Saturday. I said earlier, just a question of can she sustain it on that back 9. To the back 9 we go with, looks like Hwang Yo-min at the 10th. 3rd shot into this par 5. Gettable hole location with just a wedge in hand. Excellent execution from the youngster. Got to play for some release if you're coming out of this left rough. Ina started her week poorly with a 75, great 69 yesterday to get back into the championship picture, and that would have certainly raised the roof at Blue Heron. So very nearly an eagle 3. Have another look at this. It looked like it was tracking, just unlucky. Spent most of her time playing on the LPGA Tour this season, Ina. Her only other start on tour, a third place finish at the Jeju Sandasu Masters. Defense of the title she won in 2024, now back in South Korea. And her sponsors event, the HITE JINRO Championship. From the left, has got to be wary of the flyer. Just like that. Gladly take a two-putt par from there. My goodness, that's almost going to be a 90-footer from the back edge of the green. Real test of the putting touch. Eugene, not a complicated chip shot from the front of the 8th green. Lots of real estate to work with. Bit of a mess of that. Suspect contact, perhaps a little heavy. Not no location, but when you're playing out of the fairway, you've got to get around a spin on this ball. Landing with a bit of an upslope as well. Giving yourself a good chance to stay aggressive after finding the fairway. Just a little poor. Young Joe taking a shot she'd want back. So what do you think about making just when you're focusing on that speed? Fine job of that. So good two-putt par. Keeps Seung-Hui one clear. So Yi. Par 3 11th. Birdie opportunity for the runner-up in last year's OK Man Open. Okay. Good too. Response to the timely double at 10. I would have been paying attention to Seung-Hui's putt year one. Again, much like for your leader, just focusing on your speed here. Don't expect to make every 30-footer you look at. Got a chance. Yes! Year one. Bogey, bogey, birdie, birdie. Now to 6 under par. Resilient little display from the last couple of holes. Well done. Two-time player of the year on the KLPGA Tour for a reason. Come up to the back nine, and Hwang Yo-min trying to make amends for a bit of a slow start. Well played wedge shot. Nice conversion. Yo-min with back-to-back birdies. That Sung Yee-jin wanted to leave herself. Handles that nicely. Good save. Two overnight leaders back to where they began the day at 6 under. It's Seung-Hui that they're all chasing, and how do you break down this putt? Park Hye-jin at the back of the 9th green. He's slow, working up a little rise. Flattens out, goes up another rise, and the whole time it's going to be working from left to right. Sends it on its way. Should start to turn right there. Keep on going. You know what? From 90 feet away, that is a pretty strong effort. Good putt. More than her fair share of those length par saving putts yesterday. See if she's up to the task again at the par 4 ninth. This video shot gives you a sense of how much shape there is to some of these tee shots and some of these fairways. Face players at Blue Heron. The hitters could try and munch off a little bit more of that dog leg. And you know, Seung-hui, she'd just like to hit a little cut.
플레이하겠습니다.
Sets
멈춰주세요.
up nice for her. That's the line that players look at off the tee. The pine tree. Try to go to the right edge of the tip. Looking. Just left of it. I hope it's not turning over. The rough. There's year one. Down on the green. Young Joe with a real sidewinder for her birdie. Trusted, started far enough left. Use it right in a hurry. Always going to be a tough putt. Decent pace on it. So uncomfortable when you have blind shots on a golf course, and you face more than your fair share of them at Blue Heron. To trust your line, send it off into the unknown. Eugene trying to cut one with the shape of this dog leg. She's overcooked it. Where's that one come down? Oh, could be problems there for Sung. Two putt. Eugene. The string of pars comes to an end with a 3-putt bogey at 9. Odds were that more likely going to get 3 from back there than 2. Not quite as long as her two playing partners, Seung-hui, and doesn't have to work too hard to move the ball from left to right, so this one should suit her eye quite nicely. And that started right. I think it's cutting even more. This is amongst the same trees that caught out Eugene, but gets a nice break kicking back towards the fairway for Seung-hui. Win championships. Anyone who's kissed a cup play Sunday will tell you, you need a little fortune. That's a good break. And your tournament leader at the 9th. Still got to brush this one in for her par ahead on the green. Turns in 35. Lee Hyun-jo. A little bit further up on the back 9 is where we find Han Arum. See there, 87th on the money list. Top 65 keep their cards at the end of the year. So a big week for Han. And every shot like that is going to be crucial. Nicely played. Should take her to 2 over par. Should move a little from left to right for Hong Hyun-ji. Solid birdie there. always find it fascinating towards the end of the year. So many storylines developing. Not only trying to crown a champion at the end of the week, but players like Hong and Han, and even Ku Rei-hyun, trying to secure their cards for the season to come. Big pressure of a very different sort if you find yourself in that sort of 60 to 80 spot on the money list. Sung Yoo-jin. The only concern is trying to figure out where this ball's ended up after crashing into those trees right of the fairway. She's found it. I'm not sure she likes it too much. I don't think there's a line or there's a shot to try and get it onto the green. You can see just in jail down that right side of this 9th hole, and with the penalty area short, she could be forced to just hack this one back into play and then try and make 4 the hard way. Yeah, it doesn't look particularly good either. And awfully close to the base of that tree, so the question is, does she even have a backswing? Try and get that ball back into play. That tree looks like it's sort of right, but behind the ball and a little askew to the right. So this could almost be a sideways drop out for some. Just a situation where you don't want to be too greedy here. A major championship where you know there are going to be bogeys to be made on a difficult course like Blue Heron. Take your medicine. Pull a tee shot, you make a bogey, no worries. You can find plenty of birdies, create lots of chances, but double bogeys, those are hard to recover.
그러면 좀 더 8번 이런 걸로 칠까요?
그렇게까지 많이
The backswing, and just drop it back into the fairway. The only thing she's trying to work out now is how far up the fairway can she play.
그쪽으로 네임이 안 나와.
아, 글로도 못 쳐. 최대한 절로 쳐야 돼, 절로. 더 짧게 잡아, 더. 힘만.
Just sense she was trying to get a little greedy with that one. Up and out of it. Just a cold top. And still playing the third from the rough. So problems for Eugene. Expecting that one to release a little more than it did, but still a pretty solid shot for Min Byul at 10. So we saw the dangers if you catch a bit of a flyer into the screen with Park Hye-jin earlier. And if this happens, you start to get a little bit more height on it. This ball to come down softer with trajectory, because you're not going to get much spin on it playing from the rough. That's all in all a very solid shot. Better angle, even though she is coming from that left right. It's in the situation. You want to go long here. Yujin catches the flyer, goes through the back of the green. So problems for both Yujin and Yewon here at 9. Looks to be a pretty heavy lie. Sung Yujin's third. Shocking out of the trees. Needs to go. It did. It's not going to hold. Double bogey very much in the picture now for Yujin. Idong start of the back 9. Just a little flippy wedge into the par 5. Looking for the one hop and stop. Just like that. No Seung-hui leads the HITE JINRO Championship by 1, but her 2 closest pursuers find themselves in a spot of bother at the 9th on Saturday afternoon. wall of year one at the back of the 9th green. Grass laying into her, so it's going to pop up quite quickly when she makes contact with it. It's hard to keep it down, get it chasing. Needs to send this out far enough left, needs to hit it hard enough to get it down to the front edge of the green. Tough ask from that spot. That for par. Go ahead to 10. And Kim Min Byul trying to continue this good momentum she's built today. But the opportunity for Kim at the par 5. Just enough on it. Kim Min Byul to 6 under par. Excellent playing here from the Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. Region for par. Guarantee you she'd be more than happy to take 2 putts from this spot. It's not far enough left. Use it for pace. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed from there. Just a little out of position at the par 5 10th. Lay it up here. Nudge this one down the fairway. Good. Found the fairway off the tee, but it's going to be a layup for her as well. She's for plenty of borrow this birdie putt. A lot of visualization, creativity, and experience to hit putts with that much break in it. It comes down to feel. Another chance for Jung So Yi. She's birdied 11. And she'll get another at 12. So, just starting to heat up at the right time for Jung. Lots of momentum in her corner, but this is when the round started to get away from her yesterday. Solid strike off this elevated tee at 11. Yeah, that'll do. Back to 9 and year 1 for her par. Just needs a little right, so you've got to keep the pace up. Great save for year 1, and I guarantee you that one feels better than the 2 birdies she just picked up on 7 and 8. Not giving up a shot. Good par save, year 1. It means even par for her round. Jung Min hit on 10. This whole location being out of that rough. First cut, not too bad. Landed 5-6 yards shorter than you normally would. Allow this ball to release. Well, that could happen. seen a number of flyers so far on Saturday. More than the first 2 rounds at this HITE JINRO Championship. Hard-working 5. Okay. Well done. This limits the damage. One of the chasers, young Joe, give yourself a nice look on 10, especially with this gettable pin. I have to say, that's a pretty good look. Lovely wedge. Joe and Jim played alongside each other. Last week's Nana Financial Group Championship, both of them ended the week sharing 3rd. It's out of the playoff. Coming into this week with nice form, and those 2 wedge shots certainly demonstrate that. G up the hill for a birdie at 13. Getting it to drop.
That's it.
Another hugely important putt for Hong. Fans. HITE JINRO Championship. I wonder if we're going to see her on the KLPGA Tour Sunday.
아, 시연수 얼굴. 됐나요?
For a country with over 51 million residents, there's 8 million golfers, so chances are you'll bump into at least 1 or 2 visits to South Korea. Now, Bang Chun-sil's had a good day. Well, that was for par, so first bogey of the afternoon for Bang. He's had a great season, including 3 victories. Over the back of this 10th green, I got relief from the TV tower. Lie doesn't look too good. Looks like it's sat down a touch as well. That play is almost like a bunker shot. Accelerate through, catch a little grass before it, use the bounce. Technique is good, and that's very nicely played. That we always knew was solid. Narrowly got beat to Rookie of the Year honors a couple of years ago by Song Ga-eun in the Match Play Championship 2022. And that major victory at Lakewood earlier this season, come in just with a renewed sense of self-belief, and then would go on to set the all-time 72-hole scoring record on the KLPGA Tour with a runaway victory at the Mediheal Hankook Kilbo Championship last month. 29 under par for 4 days of golf. That is some good scoring. Joe, surely this one move a little from right to left. I suspect it's actually going to move more than where her caddy was pointing. He was directing her towards the apex of this putt. Just at the end, the sense as that ball starts to lose speed, it's going to want to turn a little harder from right to left. Giving itself plenty of time to think about this. See if it's worth the wait. Hyun-jo for birdie on 10. Read it nicely. Good stroke and a timely birdie for Yu Hyun-jo. Just perfect pace on this one. Goes to 5 under par. Back on the tee. Can't afford to miss this fairway left. There's a whole lot of trouble down there. No problem there in the right rough. It's being a par 5. No one's reaching. Yeah, for pretty much every player in the field. Up on the green, Park Hye-jin. So coming uphill. Just moving a little off her left. Take her back to 3 under par. Oh, well done. So responds to the drop shot at 9 with her first birdie in 20 holes. They're at the 10th. Well, of course, you want to be teeing it up at if you struggle off the tee. A number of awfully claustrophobic looking tee shots that you have to face at Blue Heron. Start this a little further left than her 2 playing partners, knowing that her usual little cut should keep this back into the fairway. That's the old double cross. You can see she was trying to hang on to it. Got lucky back at 9. And she'll get lucky again here. Look at that. Ball kicks out of the really thick trees. I think she's going to have a shot. Don't know if she knows that she's reaching for a provisional ball. Oh, someone's just told her. You don't want to keep tempting fate. Uncharacteristic swirly misses off the tee. And have punished. Who continues to lead by 1. Year 1 in the hard-charging Kim Min-byul, who has an opportunity on 11 to tie the lead. Wasn't a million miles off. Had to be wary of the pace of that putt coming down a pretty steep slope. It's a good touch. It's a solid par. was that tee shot. Green. Just to the right of your screen, left of that cart path. That is absolute jail. I mean, that's lost ball country, or unplayable country. Somehow, hitting off the right branches and then kicking forward on the cart path and to the right. Giving her a shot back towards the fairway. So another huge stroke of fortune for the three-time tour champion. Not out of the proverbial woods just yet, of course. The fact that that ball's on a bit of an upslope means this one's going to get some elevation and height pretty quickly. You want to keep it under those branches.
하트도로 드롭할게.
She's just trying to check if, when she takes a regular stance, whether she'll be able to get relief from standing on that cart path. And she will, or she should anyway. She can get out of here with a par 5. She'll be thanking her lucky stars. Establishes a nearest point of relief. It's a club length from there. Wow. She goes through the process. Eugene gonna lay up from the right rough.
제일 먼저 할게요.
Again, it's a pretty simple ruling and free drop procedure. Taking relief off the cart path, establish the nearest point of relief, got a club length from there, no need to call an official over. I've seen Idayon do a number of times, including last week, which he won the Hana Financial Group Championship. This helps speed up play a little. Too complicated on this layup for year one, but she's made a bit of a mess of it. Push that one out wide. The end of the world with today's home location. Up to 11th tee. Hyun Jo right in the thick of it after her birdies on 8 and 10. Aggressive tee shot, a beautifully played one. More than one prize of a $40,000 Duxiana kid set, which is quite something. Fox can take it, and she's got a hybrid. This is
감긴다 하면은 상관없어. 여기
modern
앞에는 신경 안
technology
써도
works
되고
against her.
확실하게만 쳐줘.
Usually, hybrids are designed to help players get the ball up in the air a lot quicker, but you don't want it up shooting off this line with trees just in front of you, or the limbs of trees in front of you. Yeah, this is a pretty risky play. Trying to get through those branches cleanly. A little heavy, but gets away with it. I'm not sure she'll be able to get to the green from there. She's still going to be a long ways back, it seems. But it certainly could have been a lot worse after that poor tee shot. Now, Jungmin up on 11. navigate the humps and hollows here if you're Yun in up at 12. Just needs to crest that mound and it should gather a little bit more pace. What kind of number does Seung-Hui have from back here? 233 meters. It should be able to get it fairly close to the front edge of the green. Yeah, okay, he's in a decent spot. He's been made to work hard here at the start of the back nine. Just up against the collar of rough at 12. Gave the whole a mighty scare. Good try.
저희 플레이 하겠습니다. 이동 다 멈춰주세요.
Has to be preferred over year one's upcoming third shot. Yujin can play this any way she wants, really.
저희 플레이 할게요. 조용히 좀 부탁드릴게요.
Coming out of the fairway, just 111 left, so nothing more than a 9-iron. Look out a little right, try and bring it in off that slope. Started a little left of her target line, but just left. Gorgeous shot there for Sung Yoo-jin. Well worth another look from a different angle. Yeah, one from this right rough. It's also lie dependent. What kind of shot she can play, but I think a little bit of grass caught between club face and ball, it'll knock some of the spin off. This one's gonna release once it hits the green. Slightly above her feet as well, which should make it a little easier to try and shape one into this back pin. Got plenty of height on it. Too much height. That one will stop stone dead. That's no guaranteed two-putt that she's left herself. Well, Min Byul safely down the 12th fairway. On a flat lie as well. Big on the front left corner of the green today. Trying to get that one to turn a little. It's staying pretty straight. trouble, but still leads the HITE JINRO Championship on 7 under par.
어딨어? 어느 거야?
Just gotta be wary of that little mound to negotiate for Kim Min-byul at 12. Played that confidently and very, very nicely. Up there for Kim. It's a nice feeling when you execute a good shot. You just have to walk up and tap it in for your par. Will stay 6 under. Hole in. 4th shot now of Seonggui. Ample green to work with on a little upslope. Look out to the right. Just have this one take the ridge and swing back round to the left. Undercooked it. It's not going to make it over the first hump. Leader is struggling here on 10. Got lucky with a tee shot. But it looks like dropping the shot. Tighten things up. Top end of the leaderboard. Anju with a great birdie opportunity coming up here at the 11. Such a comfortable looking putt for a right-handed golfer. Little up the hill, moving to the left. Oh, in with authority. Lee Hyun-jo. Back-to-back birdies to start the back 9. Find herself in a share of the lead shortly. Come on. It's got to be wary here. Putt gets very slippery in the last 6-7 feet. Swinging hard from her right. Tentative from Yewon. Amongst all that, Hwang Yoo-min finds herself at 1 over par, playing her second to the uphill 13th. Big tee shot for the little lady. 85 meters left. A bit wide. Lucky that one kicked out of the thicker rough. It's okay where she's left it now. A lot of work to do for par. An easy putt to attack as well, coming downhill. She gave it an almighty effort. Say for the, well, not the first time today. The pace of play has been pretty abysmal. It's been 3 hours. They've only played 10 holes. Gaia now to the 14th, back at even bar after her drop shot at 12. So hard. Back to even par. Don't want to be giving up a sloppy shot with a 3-putt. She's going to. Feels like they've hit a brick wall. It's making the turn. Yewon and Seonggui. Bang Chun-sil on the 14th, playing in the company of Lee Ga-yeon. Her second shot now. Still a bit of movement in this one. Seonggui's bogey. Start with just left edge. That's a shot. Tumbling back out of that 6 under par mark means at the moment it's a 3-way tie for the lead, but Song Yoo-jin a chance to make it a quartet because she has this putt for birdie. Well done indeed. That's how quickly things can change here at Blue Heron. Standing on that 10th tee box. Hui leading by 1. We get up to the 11th hole. It's going to be a 4-way tie for the lead. A 3-way tie for the lead, and it's not going to include No Seung Hui. He's one of your co-leaders, Hyun Jo, by the left rough at 12. Bounding through the green. Where we saw Yun Ina earlier on. The 2 par 3s on the back 9. This 11th is pretty sharply downhill to a green that is kidney shaped and has got a fair amount of slope in it. Most of it from the central spine. As the green pitches pretty severely as well from back to front. Eugen, off the back of that birdie, finds herself in a share of the lead. She'll be first to place in a lot of 7 and 8 irons off this tee. Imagine it's a 7 for Sung. Firmer than she would have liked that one, releasing on to about 35 feet. Still solidly struck tee shot. Yeah, 1. It's a pretty neutral flight with irons. Maybe just air a little left of this pin. Try and pitch it right on that spine. 6 iron. It's going to be a pretty soft one. Looked like she didn't quite commit to it. It's going to be a little problematic. Tripping it from this pretty hairy fringe. Not much break once it gets on the green, maybe just a little off her right. Oh, the old belly wedge. Good technique on that. She still has to remind herself she's got a share of the lead despite that drop shot. Like yeah, 1. It's not 6 iron. Dances that around the pin. Just finishes up just inside of some Eugen. It's another heavy-looking lie in the greenside rough. Year 1, par 3, 11th. Cross-green line as well, and you see the predicament in front of her. She's got to get this elevated quick enough to carry it over that mound you see just in front of her. Too shy, this one just shoots off right. Got to be committed, playing this with speed. Trying to stand it into the mound. That's the problem, it just shoots off right. Giving herself a look though. Player of the Year in the last 2 seasons. Front runner for Player of the Year in 2025 is this young lady, Jo, who's in a little bit of trouble at 12. Back to your shoulders, the degree of the slope. This was going to come out low and running. It's really nicely played. Jo. Excellent touch from the 20-year-old. Gentle uphiller, moving from right to left for birdie. Just a little too much pace on that line for Sung, and she's left herself a bit of an awkward tiddler. Sung, first look at her today. On the 14th, putting for birdie, downhill, moving to the right. Oh, well read and nicely rolled for Jun Sung. Back inside the top 20 she will go. First birdie of the back 9. Watch how steady does No Seung Hui keep this head throughout the putting stroke. No peeking whatsoever. Good try. Doesn't look like it had a chance. About pin high here on 12. It's a decent birdie look. Good try. A slow putt from the middle of the 13th green, but done the right thing, played up towards the conservative side. That putt's hit with good positive pace, much better here on day 3 than it was on day 2. The putter of Min Byul, looking pretty solid, it has to be said. 5 holes left to play in her round. Salvage a par at 11. Shows you how much slope there is in that green. Another bogey for Year 1. Sliding the wrong direction. Great up and down for Jo if she can coax this par putt in at the 12th. Really good. Really good from Yoo Hyun Jo. 4 tied at 6 under par. Needing to keep her name in that hat. Gotta make sure you release the putter. Don't want to lose this right. Walks that one in, a la Kevin Na. Saving putt there. Sung. Just a little separation now, the quartet at 6 under, 2 clear of Ye Won, who slips back alongside Hong Jung Min at 4 under par. Just 9 players in red figures halfway through Saturday at the HITE JINRO Championship. Should you turn this tee shot over at 13, easy to blow this through the fairway. Dogleg sharply from right to left. Overhead aerial shot. Be so committed to your start lines off these tees. Not necessarily a hole that suits the eye of Hui too much. Just right to left dog leg on 12. So using the far right side of the tee box, trying to open up the angle as much as she can. Drivers looked a little vulnerable this week for No. That one should just stay in the fairway.
이제 길 좀 비켜주세요.
Agent like who enjoys moving the ball more from left to right, just a slightly more predictable ball flight. It's that lone pine tree. Sort of sticks out the left-hand side, bit of an eyesore for players who cut it. So she's just going with 3 wood, trying to play out to the far corner of the dog leg. What must be going through the mind of Ye Won right now? With that sluggish start, started to build some good momentum towards the end of the front nine, and these sloppy bogeys at 10 and 11 leave her that mountain to climb all over again. A little late, might have just saved it at the bottom of the swing. Pretty solid tee shots at 12 for the final group. 3.5 hours after they started their round, they're only making their way off the 12th tee. Got to get their skates on. Decisive play has been pretty poor, I have to say. Saturday for these 3. From the middle of the fairway, Hyun Jo. It's a dangerous pin to try and attack. Cut close to the right edge of the green. Just wasn't quite happy with the strike on that. You could tell just by the sound it made. bit of a fiddly up and down. That ball's nestled up. Coming from the rough, just got to look right just past the front of the green. Release on. Don't want to go long where Hyun Jo is. Good clever shot there. Well executed from Hong Jung-min. Choi Rim looking for a birdie here at the 15th, start of what's known as Heron's Beak here at Blue Heron. More demanding closing holes, and birdie there at the tough 15th is going to pick up a shot for Choi. Got to the closing hole, par 5 18. Amateur So slightly out of position. The third just clears the creek at the front of the green. Far off from being a good shot. Not too difficult to get up and down there. Within 10 feet. Even if you are coming out of the fairway like Eugene is, look out, pin high right. We saw Hong Jung-min putting from earlier. That's a nice spot to leave yourself. Take a direct line at the flag. Don't quite make solid contact. Come up short, not an easy up and down. It goes a little long and at the wrong side of that slope. Gotta be tactical here. Sounded a little clunky. That is going to be a real test of the short game touch. Same case too for Seung-hui. It's a club shorter. Eugene, so should get a little bit more elevation on this. She's going to need it coming up to this uphill target. Oh. Ying. Hole of the day. She's 1 under par for her round despite a double bogey at 15. Good day, Chinese player. Could be an even better day. Could be a great day. Oh, so close to a super finish for Xu Ying. Only a tap-in birdie, a round of 70, and she's going to get to even par. Just 18 holes to play, and we've seen anything can happen. This back nine at Blue Heron. Now year one, shortest of the second shots, coming into 12 in this group. Up and down back at 12. This one much shorter, but still going to be testy. Ball sitting up a little in that rough. She can land this on the green. Pitch it short. It's just not going to release up.
Oh, nice.
Look really simple. Excellent little bit of short game touch for Yoo Hyun Jo. way to end the round. Shooting a couple of birdies in the last 3 holes. Championship Sunday at even par. How far back is that going to be? That is the question. John Lynn after that well thought out approach has this for birdie at 13. Pretty straight putt. Also a little uphill, so can give this one a good run. Stab and run now from Kim So-ah. Bump that through the front fringe. That's pretty good from that spot. Jung Yoon-ji could go into Sunday at even par like Shu-Ying. 5th birdie of the day. Tracking nicely, and she's got it. Scoring there from that group, Shu-Ying and Yoon-ji. Matching each other shot for shot with some of the par 70s. Get very well in each other's company again. The final major championship Sunday in Korea this season. And Joe just opting for the hybrid at the 14th. Box perch well above the level of the fairway, so you do get a little extra distance. Simply, that collar's going to be a bit of a bother for her. Pretty good contact with it. Also going with less than driver. See, a lot of players do that at this 14th hole. There's trouble down the left. Really don't gain too much of an advantage hitting driver further down the fairway. It really does pinch in that landing zone. Come on for a par on the last. Kim So-ah. Bit of a shame. The round ends with a bogey 6. Still playing with house money right now, the amateur. 7 today. Lone amateur to make the halfway cut in the HITE JINRO Championship. Oh, year 1. Just off the left fringe at the 12th. To get the round back under control. No, never hard enough. Stays level with Hong Jung-min at 4 under. 6 holes left to play on Saturday for year 1. Now Min Byul's just gone through the back of the 14th green with her second shot. Plenty of options how she wants to play this. Does she want to go low, go high? Bucket grab pretty quick. Needs to keep on trundling down that hill. For the first time this back nine, Kim Min Byul going to come under a little bit of pressure. Yet to drop a shot today. Only player on the golf course to be bogey free thus far. Nugent for her par back on 12. Pars all round at the 12th hole for our final group. No change at the top of the leaderboard. The 13th hole on the left-hand side of your screen. Looks like the 12th. Gotta try and turn one round the corner, but you overcook it. There's a nasty fairway bunker on the left-hand side. Could leave you a couple of problems. Really the best spot to try and access this right hole location is from the left edge of the fairway. It's just one of those holes where you walk off with a 4, especially today. Not going to be grumbling too much. Even going with driver, that's a pretty aggressive play. Really trying to cut the corner of the dog leg with this club. Quite a bit of elevation changes around Blue Heron. A lot of raised tee boxes, a lot of raised greens as well. So we're also going with the big stick. I just feel the goal for year one right now is try and get back to even par for your round. Put out the fact that you've had a couple of silly errors at the start of the back nine. Just set mini goals for yourself. Come out all guns blazing tomorrow afternoon. Starts with in the fairway though. It's 13th. One done. Bill. Huge par-saving putt coming up on the 14th. It's a little to her right. For the first time today, Kim Min Byul will drop a shot and in doing so, fall out of a share of the lead. Bogey from Min Byul just leaves 3 at 6 under par. Yu Hyun-ju, Sung Yu-jin, and Ro Seong-hui. Fairway. Does she want to be bold and try and attack this pin? She's got 9-iron. Right around 130 yards with this elevation. It's pretty good from year one. Yeah, sets up nice for a little stop cut here. Seong-hui doesn't have to take a direct line at this pin, can look about 10-15 feet left. Trying to let that natural shot shape cut it in towards the target. She's a couple of double crosses today. That's more like it. That's excellent. To 14. Joe. Screens are filling up quite nicely at Blue Heron, so Wonderland is a little short. Expected a bit of a bigger first bounce for it grabs. Sensibly played out towards the heart of the green. Simply just start this a little left, try and cut it in towards the target. She's got one club less. She's got a problem. It looks like it's bunkered. Sung. Tee shot into the 16th. Another birdie here for John. Curls that one in beautifully. Great two there. Moves to 1 over par. Share of 14 for the likes of OGU. Signed for a 71 earlier, and Soyeon Jung is making her way up to the final hole. It's been a bit of a torrid time for Park Hye-jun over the last couple of holes. We last saw her birdieing the 10. She followed that up with a bogey on 12 and then a double on the 13. Back at even par now. The Lotte Open champion. She's going to be reaching for a coin there because that has drifted about 8 feet past the cup. What Sung Yujin can do short of this green. Just from the way the ball's released there, I don't think it was a very good one. She's got some problems of her own at this par 4. Min has just quietly gone about her business this afternoon. She finds herself facing a 25-footer for birdie at 14. She's just hanging around. These are the moments where this one drops. It just feels like she gets a little spark over the last couple of holes, although that one took a nasty little bump all the way through its roll and it's still going to go trickling on by. First time today, Sung Yujin facing a very lengthy par putt. Right, the speed control there. She's likely going to fall out. Share the lead. This hole is completed. Say, I like the headgear. Not going to be winning any best dress prizes with it, but it'll keep you in the shade, that's for certain. one outside chance at 13, but one she can be aggressive with, putting uphill, making a little from her right. Give it a decent go. Keeps her 4 under. Joe ahead on 14. And paying attention to the putt of Hong Jung-min on a very similar line as it gets a little pacey round the cup. Watch that. I think it's going to stop stone dead. It just rolls out another 3-4 feet. Set up by an excellent iron shot. Yeo Seung-hui to get her nose back out in front again. And she will. Great birdie there from Seung-hui. It's back to 7 under par. It's back into pole position. A little bit of stressing left for Hong Jung-min now on 14. One drop shot today, that one coming early in her round at the 3rd hole. That's a really nicely rolled putt. Fighting away. There's Hong Jung-min. Still a little meat left on this bone. Okay. She's made some good bogeys today from some pretty poor spots. 2-shot swing. It's good to see Eugene trailing Yeo Seung-hui by 2 now. Min Bio hit on 15. Safely down the left-hand side of the fairway. So I'm sure you him find a birdie here a little bit earlier on in our coverage. It is possible. We'll take that every day of the week, right to the heart of the green. Kim Min Bill. Saw from Drummond's putt. This one wants to move a little left. Start this outside the hole if you're Joe. Center cup, never in doubt. So it's by 1 again. Yeo Seung-hui and keeping her foot on the gas pedal, going with driver at the downhill 14th. goal right now is just to try and stay in touch. Basically, there's still a whole round to play tomorrow, and Championship Sunday pressure, a very different kettle of fish. Got to eliminate the little loose shots that have crept into the game of Sung Yoo Jin on this back nine. And like the two playing partners, hanging back a little with that 3-wood, so giving yourself a much longer second shot to the green, but importantly, keep that on the short grass. This would be a real jolt if somehow she can roll this one in for birdie on 15. Works off her left, a little downhill, last 15 feet. Hit that hard enough, hasn't hit that near hard enough. That's a little bit of a knee knocker. Lee who's been stuck in neutral, sliding down that leaderboard this Saturday. Reigning Korea Women's Open champion, not quite having the start to the weekend that she would have expected. Hopefully he was paying attention to Min Byul's putt. This one also a little downhill and moving off her left. That was a rather weak effort. Eugene opted to hang back with the 3-wood. Much longer shot into the green. She's got 5-iron. Got to look out right here. Don't bring that left bunker into play. Good clever shots. Just going to keep on releasing. And she'll take it. Now, someone like that. Anything but quiet, the South Korean golf fans. Needs an 8-iron, having hit driver off that tee box. This will be coming in with a lot more elevation, should stop it a lot quicker. It's very solid. Bill was leaking oil at this stage in her round yesterday. Does not want a repeat performance on day 3. Vital par saving putt to keep Min Byul at 5 under Okay, slips it in the left edge. Safely home for Kim Min Byul on 15. Looking well out to the right here, trying to sling one in hard, right to left. The problem with that is you do turn it over a little, you're de-lofting the clubs. It does travel a little further than usual. Still not a bad shot from you. But Hong Hye-ji unfortunately is back at 5 over par now after a bogey, a third to the 18th. It's a good one. Interesting spot for a little rest for Yu Hyun-jo. Don't think that's the most appetizing second that she's left herself, though. It's going to be a severe hanging lie for the two-time major champion on tour. Shows you it's just going to be tough to get to that whole location. The ball well below her feet does sort of force you a little bit further right, and anything to the right of this green, that ball's going to be baptized. Bit of a wait here. I'm not quite sure what for. You'd think that Won Jung-min should be getting ready to play. Looking past those two bunkers on the right in the other penalty area. Set to go. Again, even though she's coming from the rough, the angle is much better than Yu's. Pretty much aimed this at the left edge of the green, just trying to have the slope work it back. She's tugged this. Oh, and she's tugged it badly. That is going to be rather uncomfortable. Look at the shot she's left herself now. To 14, and Sun Yu-jin with this downhill left to righter for birdie. Right across the face of the hole. Can't hit a better putt than that without it going in. Solid par though. Keeps Yu-jin within 2. Lean it left, really try and stay in your posture. Rotate around that spine angle. She's lost this one right. It's a really soft bounce and didn't get it. Just through the back of the green. That's going to be an easier up and down than the one that Hong Jung-min has. 20 years of age. Yu-jin, back-to-back major winner on the Korean Tour. the last and hopefully the final stroke in the round of Hong Hyun Ji this afternoon. Okay, ends off positively with a good birdie there. Still an ugly round of 75. Bit of a double breaker this putt, right to left, up and over that tee, and then might try to come back to the right as he gets to the hole. Nicely, just stayed straight. Good pace though. Yeah, Bang Shin-sil is so solid through the early stages of the round. Has yet to make a birdie since making the turn. Have been nowhere close for Bang. One of only 7 players under par at this stage of the HITE JINRO Championship. Year 1, the putt that she'll have to send out well left for birdie on 14. Good amount of slope to negotiate here. Red, but good pace here. Pretty straightforward tap in for her 4. Those players that just doesn't like to take the flagstick out. This young week. There's a lot of chatter when that rule was changed a couple years ago about the flagstick potentially being helpful, but the studies and research over the last few years have shown that it's more likely to hurt than to help. So do yourself a favor and take the flagstick out next time you're playing golf. Or putting, anyway. Inbell on the 16th tee. Made bogey here yesterday with a poor tee shot. Pulled it left near the penalty area. That's a much better line for Kim today. There's a Maserati on the line for a hole-in-one, and it wasn't far off. It's going to be pretty much a guaranteed birdie for Kim Min-byul. She was thinking about it. I promise you, it was in the back of her mind. One more look here. Just the downslope starts the track, and here you're thinking, maybe. Stay safe. It was a tee shot though. Good goal. Back to the tee on the long 15th, and it's a bit wider here. Don't have to go through a chute of trees, so give this one a bit more of a rip. Set to go, and like I said, doesn't miss many fairways. This young lady, such an accurate driver of the golf ball, an accuracy merchant, as my colleague Jerry Foltz would say. Thankfully, year 1 proves my point. Straight down the center stripe.
이동 다 멈춰주세요.
Not really a hole here. thinking about birdie on, but can't lose focus. Put 2 good swings down the 15th and give yourself a chance. Scuttled through the green with her second shot, Yu Hyun-jo, but stays out of the penalty area. Tufty line, plenty of green to work with. Just a little pop and run. Steady, steady. Came out a little hotter than she would have liked. Course. We've done 16 greens across that little penalty area from each other. Another look at the shots of the day. A stunner from Kim Min-byul at the par 3. One quote that says, "Happiness is a long walk with a putter." Even more so when that's all you need to do to pick up a 5th birdie of the afternoon. Min-byul now back within 1 of Roh Seung-hui. Park Ye-jun. On the wrong side of par after a really poor stretch of golf. Agonizingly close to a birdie on 15. 4 shots in the last 3 holes. So easily happen around this layout. Test every facet of your golf game. That 5 drop shots in a 4-hole run. Hwang Yo-min, a little bit further up the golf course, second into the 17th, back at 2 over par now. To carry another 5 yards more. Done too much since her back-to-back birdies round the turn, Yo-min. And Hong Jung-min did well to get it to here. This for par at 15. Not this time. Toughest hole on the golf course claims another victim. Sliding back to a 3 under. There's the final group. Wait, back in the fairway at the 15th. See the task ahead of them. Shot plays uphill, trouble right at the green. There's a big shoulder that guards this back left hole location. Yu Hyun-jo with another vital par putt. Try and stay at 6 under par within 1 of Roh Seung-hui, who's waiting back down the fairway. So she stands in over the ball. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable. There's going to be a little bit more weight on her left foot than her right, such as the pitch of this green. Should just move a fraction to her left. Nicely hauled. Really good up and down. Hyun-jo bogey free on the backside. Keeps her within 1. Problem here for Roh Seung-hui is just the fact that she's coming out the left side of the fairway with that cut. In a direct line with the hole, that mound's going to be a big issue. It's expect this one just to be played out a little right of this pin. It's the fat side of the green. So these are a much simpler putt, even if it is going to be from 30, 35 feet. Well played. Good clever shot. It's a brilliant shot, in fact. Slope was never an equation. No there. I tell you, she is so good with those hybrid clubs. Be a hybrid as well for year one. She did back on 14. Looks like she's aiming a little further right, trying to play that sweeping draw. Got stuck. She's hung that one out wide, and oh no. Could very well be in the penalty area. Another mistake from the middle of the fairway for year one. She's got the best angle, but again, not the time to be overly aggressive with this. Halfway between the pin and the left edge of the TV tower. That would be a good solid start line for some. Good solid shot. Some region. Absolutely nothing wrong with that play. Giving herself a great look. Lovely distance control from the three-time champion. So a tough day, just going from bad to worse for Year 1, who was 2 over par for her round, standing on this 15th tee. Split the middle of the fairway and then a really poor shot. Finding the penalty area, now dropping, and will be playing 4. Started the day in a share of the lead with Sung Yoo Jin, but excellent golf from No Seong Hui, and seeing the 2024 Korea Women's Open champion lead by 1 over Kim Min-byul and this lady, Yoo Hyun-jo, who's on the 16th tee. Solid shot, not as good as Min-byul's. Be a birdie look. And, set to play. Got to throw this one out middle left, try and work it off that mound. There with just a bogey. Quite far left enough, but she could wait on it, all things considered, for E. Just bogeyed the 15th, trying to make amends here at the par 3. Good solid shot from the middle of the fairway. Decent look here for birdie. 15. It's a little left. Lee Ga-young up at the home hole finds herself at even par. Couple of early birdies, couple of bogeys round the turn. She do on the par 5. Give herself a good look from underneath the hole is what. Excellent shot from Ga-young. Oh Seong-hui. Absolutely stunning shot. Within this close for birdie. This would build her a 2-shot lead if she can take this chance. That's a little wide as well. Poor reads there from Sung Yoo Jin and Oh Seong-hui. So much promise at the start. She's going to have a chance for a closing birdie, and that would be a round of 69. So, for that 4th win of the year, Jung-min, that tee shot released on quite a bit. On the 16th, that was a putt from right around 30 feet. Start pretty flat round the cup. A little on day 1. Pace control. Been a struggle for Jung-min this week. Go on for bogey. Back on 15. That one is really going to hurt. Fairway, problem in the world, and looks like she's going to drop 2 shots. Up to Minbyul, who's having a fine day. Could get even better here on 17. Out of the first cut of rough. So got a wedge. And that one comes up well short. Goodness me, that was poor contact. Stop the rot. Dropping 5 shots in the last 4 holes. This is a good birdie chance at 16. Finally, one drops. Yeah, that'll bring a little cheer back to Parkia Jun camp. To 1 over. Just on the fingers of the top 10 now. Eugene looks to tidy this one up for her par back on 15. Tough, Sonny Eugene. Not had her best start today. Just keeping myself interested. Now, Shinsil for around a 69. Oh, great way to close. No round of the day. Matched by Bang Shinsil and Park Ju-young. Bang Shin-sil have posted rounds in the 60s today, so that's really nice going from Bang. Da-young in her day with the 4 as well. But they're playing partners. This one pretty much straight up the hill. No, pushed it. Going to the final round at even par, Lee Ga-young. Joe, 16th, grab a share of the lead. Difficult putt. Shot the one she hold on 11. This one up the hill and moving to her left. Didn't like it early. Up and out of it. It's going to be a 3. So dominant in her title defense at Blackstone, widely regarded as the toughest test on the KLPGA Tour schedule. Heron has certainly provided some of the best in the Korean women's game. Something to think about. Tough but fair examination of golf. Yawon did pop in her double bogey putt, so she's now back at 2 under par and 4 over for the 3rd round as the final group of the day set to play their tee shots at the signature hole, Blue Heron, the 16th. Segment of the green, your championship leader. Make sure you get it past that little hump in the green to leave yourself easier. Eugene tossed up between a 6 and a 7 iron here. I can see like the wind that we've had on Blue Heron this week. Leaning towards that 7 iron if I was sung. over the slope. It will. It's got to be spinning a little for year one. Made herself right into contention. That fabulous 67 yesterday. She's the only player in the field who's bogey-free through 36 holes, and she's made 5 bogeys and a double so far on Saturday. Still not out of it. Chance to make amends. 3 to play. But a good swing on it here off the 16th. But she's going to be giving Hui a bit of a line read. Across to the tee box at 17. So we find Yu Hyun Cho, who's sticking to the game plan that's worked pretty well for her thus far. The bat hybrid. Just tugging that one into the left rough. Poor second shot from Kim Min-bol to be this far short of the green, having only had wedge in her hands. Gonna land this just past the front fringe and let it trickle out the rest of the way. Pretty nicely judged. Still work to be done for par. Expecting nice crowds for tomorrow's final round. Whether it's been the nicest it's been in the last couple of years here at Blue Heron. A little wet and cold. It's been an unusually warm summertime in South Korea. Temperatures almost 2 degrees Celsius warmer on average than it's ever been. Those records were kept since the 1970s. Big putt for Min-bol to save par. And she's up to the task. Well done, Kim Min-bol. To say, she's looking good for a berth in the final group tomorrow afternoon, and wouldn't that mean so much to her? Still looking for that breakthrough triumph for the KLPGA Tour. How she'd love to do it at her sponsors event. Major championship. No less. Just going to ride the top of that spine. So Min-bol's going to be working from right to left. It makes its way down off that slope. But you want to send on the high line and then let gravity do the rest of the work. Pretty good line, just falling off a little low at the end. Decent effort though from Sung. Off is where we find Ina, who's 2 over par for her round and her championship. Shot into the closing hole. That's pretty well built to stick. That level of the green coming from the rough. It was a few moments ago in our live with Hong Yeomin, who got a good amount of spin on this, can throw it in at the slope a little long and left. And work it back down towards this pin. Spin she was looking for, but still reasonable look. Aggressive as she want to be. Birdie putt on 16. Great try. Left to play another round. But he needs to find something positive to take into Championship Sunday. Solid contact is key with that ball nestled down in this left rough for Yu Hyun Jo on the 17th. Contact, but just somehow to stop it on that front segment coming from the thick rough. Nice feeling of leading the championship and you find yourself putting last for birdie on every hole. Good scare. Lovely try. Insurmountable lead atop the money list as we go back to Yun Ina on 18. Quick putt from the high point on that green. Jumped very nicely. Not quite the moving day Ina was hoping for. Maybe around the 75. Excuse me. Eugene, fairly straightforward. The par putt coming up on 16. About pace more than line here. Heading uphill towards this pin. Needs to keep going. Not bad. Should be good enough for her par 4. She'll be the first player in more than a decade to win back-to-back majors in the KLPGA Tour. She's going to pick up the victory tomorrow. Threshing the hole up from Min 18. Be a little disappointed with around a 74 on Saturday. He's got a good idea of what this putt's going to do, having watched you and Joe earlier. Getting a little bit more speed. On the penultimate hole, driver has been suspect on one occasion. Waiting for this one to cut back towards the middle of the fairway. Hopefully this time she finds the target. Of this hole, quite a dogleg. It's just a diagonal fairway, so this tee box does shallow up the landing area a little bit, although softer fairways make this target a little easier to hit. Now sunk. Safely found the fairway off the tee at 18. Now just trying to slot it into that tiny layup zone. Flirting with trouble, but that one stays the right side of the red line. Leads by one. That's what lies ahead of her. 17, front hole location. Just 5 paces from the front edge and 8 from the left. reasonable amount of room to the right-hand side of the target. She's got an 8 iron. Excellent shot, right where she would have been looking. She's been in supreme control of her golf game since that slip up back at the 10th. Now at the 18th, no need for the driver for Yu Hyun-jo. Moving over to the left-hand side of the tee box to try and take those overhanging right trees out of play. Further up the hole, finds herself at 2 over. Plays her third to this par 5. It's fun. You expect to see balls rip back off the slope. A lot of them just appear to be pitching and releasing forward. Back on the tee with Hong Jung-min. Going to set this one down the left, pulling the driver, and slide one back into play. Back at 17 and year 1 from the left edge of the fairway. Yardage for her 9 iron. 108 plus the elevation, bring this closer to 125 yards. Beautiful control. That's more like it from year 1. 9 wins in the KLPGA Tour, and she's just 22 years old. Hugely impressive young talent. Eugene, last to play. Best angle of the 3 here. G2 going with a 9. A shot of the 3 as well. Step up to the plate, Sung Yoo Jin. Scrapping hard on this backside. She's hit some awful shots, but goodness me, she has hit some beauties as well. Look at this one. Never left the flagstick. Poor second shot for Kim Min-gil, but hasn't paid too steep of a price. It's got a pitch just on the front fringe. We've seen the screen be pretty firm. Just like that. Excellent shot from Min-gil. Landed that any shorter even if she tried. His lead is 1 over Hyunju and Min-gil. Sung Yoo Jin in close on 17 as play winds down Saturday afternoon at the HITE JINRO Championship. Hui to stretch the lead. Just falls away a little low there. Not her most aggressive birdie putt. Just been looking into the YouTube comments and greetings to viewers in America. Enjoy your golf game, Lefty, especially before the hurricane gets there. Pray you stay safe, and thank you for the kind words about our coverage. It's been a fabulous day of golf here at Blue Heron. And also, if you're Kim Min-jo, there's this for a closing birdie and what would be a round of 67. Oh, how can you leave that one short? Goodness me. Still, it's going to be the low round of the day, a 68. That sees Kim Min-gil going into Championship Sunday at 6 under par. All she needed to do today to put herself right into prime position. From Joe. Can't sleep on this layup. There's trouble down the right. Min-gil flirted with it earlier on. Get too safe and you end up finding the left rough. And that's not going to be the easiest shot to get close, and she knows that wasn't far off from being okay. Trying to salvage something from this round. Good birdie look on the 17th after that excellent 9-iron. Great push there. Bit of a misread, and it certainly was a poor putt to boot. On the 18th green, Lee Dong-eun for closing birdie. Shot into this 17 from Sung Yoo-jin. It's a birdie 3, so now 3 names at 6 under par. Yoo Hyun-jo, Kim Min-gil, who's already done and dusted for the day, and Sung Yoo-jin, who gets it back to even in the 3rd round. Min have to deal with the unpredictability of coming from this left rough closing hole. Thinking about trying to flirt with that front hole location from the rough is towards the middle of the green spot shot from Hong. We say any player within sort of 5 shots of the lead going into Sunday always has a chance. Extend that to 7 shots. Given the volatility of this layout at Blue Heron, it doesn't look like a particularly good lie for Yoo Hyun-jo. We know she's an aggressive player. This is the time to be smart. Look out where Hong Jung-min played her 3rd. Dance floor is Yoo Hyun-jo. It's working its way off that slope a little better. She led that putt to match Min-gil's low round of 68. The final group make their way up to the tee box on this closing hole. Some 5 hours after The third round began.
네, 이제 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 다 멈춰주세요. 멈춰주세요. 뒤에.
Two good swings. Give yourself a nice number to attack with a wedge. He trails No Seung-hui by one.
네, 시작. 네, 알겠습니다.
Seung-hui can just aim it in between the two fairway bunkers on the left-hand side. Should give her plenty of room to work with. Yeah, looked like a much better swing there. No rushing the transition. Looking forward to the final round from this great championship tomorrow afternoon, same time, same place, but also to day 2 action from the Ryder Cup, where the European team with some excellent golf has gotten up to a 5.5, 2.5 lead over the home side, the Americans. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler not winning a single point in his 2 matches on the opening day. Last world number 1 to not win, to lose both matches on day 1 of the Ryder Cup was a certain man called Tiger Woods in 2002. Action from the Black Course at Bethpage get underway in about 4 hours' time. I'm sure it's going to be a thrilling contest between the Europeans and the Americans, as America tries to wrestle back that little gold trophy from the Europeans. Playing this as a 3-shot hole, it's not the most straightforward layup players encounter in this 18th at Blue Heron, and you can see that fairway pitches a little from left to right. And also you got that big penalty area on the starboard side of this hole as well. Tell me that's hit it right as well for Year 1. Oh dear, there's a little peninsula of rough there, which could potentially save that golf ball. But big concerns with Year 1, who was doing some bizarre swings on this back 9. Really something not feeling right technically. Such a dependable golf swing. Up in on the green, Hong Jong-min with this slippery downhiller for her bird. Judged pace-wise from Hong Jong-min. Back to that Ryder Cup discussion. A lot of people have said that the Europeans are a far more united team than the Americans, but they just need to rally behind someone. I think Keegan Bradley, with all that he's been through over the last 2-3 years, can unite the Americans and maybe just make a better show of it, especially in front of a raucous home crowd. in New York of all places. Simply not messing about with that penalty area whatsoever. He keeps that down the fairway. Such a great biennial tradition, the Ryder Cup. Even out here in Asia, well subscribed, well watched. What you want is a good, fair contest between the sides. That's certainly what we get more often than not. Richard also safely down the fairway, definitely in position to attack now. Hui and Eugene, but the struggles of EA1 continue this Saturday afternoon. Not many would have predicted that after she picked up those birdies at 7 and 8. She is looking such a different player since the dominant force that she was before the summer break. Picking up 3 victories in the first 7 months of the year. Right on the green, this would tie the lead. Joe downhill, moving a little from right to left. It's a chance. And 7 under par. It's a 54-hole total. Give that one a run. Good aggressive try from you. In amongst the weeds is EO1. Trying to work out, is there a line at the penalty area where she can take a drop, or are there 2 separate red lines for the various penalty areas on each side of that little grass peninsula? There is her ball, wedged in pretty deep. Is in the penalty area, so chopping out sideways up to the green, and Park Hye-jun could end her day with a couple of birdies in her last 3. Oh, that's for double bogey, and another player who has made the wrong moves on Saturday. A triple bogey 8 to end the day for Park Hye-jun. That's a round of 79. My goodness, it's been expensive on that back 9. He does, of course, have the option to take a penalty drop, but why would you? You can get to the back of the ball pretty cleanly. Just trying to hack this one out sideways. Take a drop, you won't be able to drop it in the fairway, but just chopping it back towards the short grass, she needs to be able to control the spin and distance much better for her 4. Nothing soggy there. Did what she needed to do. For a par, a round of 69. Subpar rounds. Get Hyun-ju. I think maybe into the final group. Depends on what Sung Jin does on the same hole. Hong Jong-min is going to be in the penultimate group on Sunday afternoon. Level past 72 today, matching her efforts on Friday. Lost her turn back in the fairway. Now playing 4 to the par 5. Steep controls the spin nicely, and well, she's got a chance to save what would be a rather adventurous par on this closing hole. Equation's pretty simple. Sung Yoo-jin, birdie here. She's in the final group tomorrow. Anything else? She's going to have to settle for a slightly earlier tee time. She's giving herself a look. Good shot. Give herself a little extra cushion if she can stick one in close here. Mo Seung-hui. Made some excellent shots on this back nine, but she had one more in her locker. I bet she does. Stay there. Okay. Control once more. One on the money list. Certainly set up once again for a terrific Sunday showdown in the KLPGA Tour. Some big names, major quality players on the first page of the leaderboard. And we've got the story of Kim Min-bell trying to win for the first time as a professional. Terrific way to get across the line. A major championship sponsored by the main sponsor for year one. It'll be a little soul searching to do. She's not out of this championship by any means. We know what a quality player she is and the talent she possesses. It's been a very poor back nine. A player that's been so dominant over the last couple of seasons since turning pro. 2022. Give yourself a look for par on the 18th, and maybe just to take a little confidence into tomorrow. Sung Yoo-jin back playing full time in South Korea after losing her card in America last year. Never won one of the big four on the KLPGA Tour. She's certainly in with a shout. But I haven't seen too many made from this side of the whole location. I know it's downhill, but a number of players have just come up a little shy. Let's see if Yoo-jin can work out the pace to get her into the final group on Championship Sunday. Birdie on 18. It's got the pace. It's got the line as well. What a way to finish for Sung Yoo-jin, who at no point in her round was under par, finishes birdie to post a 71. And at least for the moment, tie Mo Seung-hui for the lead at 7 under. One more look at this brilliant closing birdie. Just had enough pace on it to tumble over the front edge. response. She's going to be tied for the lead. She's going to have the solo lead. 18 holes to play. Yes. But for birdie. It's a little to her right. Unlike Egypt, doesn't have to worry about this getting away from her. She's coming uphill, so a bit more aggressive with her pace. That's a great response. She will lead on her own. Goes into the final round at 8 under par. Fabulous. Closing birdie for No Seong Hui. Pole position. Chasing down the second major victory and a second win of the year. For par, year one. Now loses it right. And that is just a tough finish for E. Comes home at 41 for a round of 77. Sophie's birdie. She's going to start the final day 7 shots back. Is that too big of a mountain to climb, even for a player of year one's caliber? We'll have to see come Sunday afternoon. Well, Saturday certainly delivered its fair share of highlights. Why don't we look back at some of the best from Blue Heron, starting on the very first hole, and Kim Min-byul was disappointed with a round of 73 yesterday. Wouldn't be disappointed whatsoever with the start she got off to. Look at this putt on the first, a long curler. Her intentions early. Go on to pick up another birdie here at the par 3 second. So too with No Seong Hui. Eugen's early bogeys, that got No Seong Hui into the outright lead. And the fourth, Min-byul would continue to march up the leaderboard. A wonderful wedge shot into the par 5. Set up her third birdie in her opening 4 holes, and she was off to the races quickly. In the final group, so Hui too would find a 4 at the 4th. The other par 5 on the back 9. Year one, who had some struggles, 3 bogeys to this point. That birdie righted the ship for the reigning player of the year. Who leads the points list through 22 events this season, Yoo Hyun-jo, find a timely birdie to take her to 1 under for her round. At the same hole, it was back-to-back birdies for year one. Just got the feeling at that point right. She's going to kick off from here, make a bit of a charge. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be for the 9-time winner on tour. At the 10th, Min-byul's putter would continue to stay red hot. String of pars since that birdie at the 4th. Another circle on the scorecard to start the back 9. Problems for No Seong Hui. This was probably one of her worst tee shots of the day, but a huge break. That was heading for lost ball country, somehow clattered amongst the trees, kicked right up the hill, and ended up in his playable spot. Would still go on to bogey the hole though, but it could have been so much worse. Meanwhile, up ahead, Yoo Hyun Jo was making things interesting with that birdie at the par 3. So that birdie to start her back 9. 14th. Minbel would suffer her only bogey of the day here at the par 4. At that point, 4 players were tied for the lead. But just 3 after Minbel's 5. 13. Lee Seung-hui would respond to that drop shot at 10 in brilliant fashion. And then he got close to that hole location. Seung-hui played a crafty little cut, rolled in that putt, back out in front at 7 under par. And then on 15, Year One, who was struggling at this point, bogeys at 10 and 11, just an inexcusable miss from the middle of the fairway. Second shot, finding the penalty area, ultimately leading to a double bogey 6. Shot of the day. Kim Min-bul with a Maserati on the line. This laser-like tee shot at the signature par 316. Almost in for an ace. It would be the simplest of tap-in birdies that took Min-bul to 6 under. You didn't see this before. Year One, no. Rinsed it. On the 15th. Would go on to make double. And on 17, Sung Yoo-jin went flag hunting. Good number in from the right side of the fairway. Great angle to the pin, and she capitalized. A stunning 9-iron. That set up a birdie, taking her back to 6 under. Well, up ahead, Min-bul had this putt for a 67, but left it short in the jaws. One brilliant red shot in her. Left it underneath the hole in the ideal spot. Sung Yoo-jin would temporarily tie her for the lead. Brilliant birdie finish. So Sung Yoo-jin post a round of 71. For long, because No Seung-hui would find a 4th birdie of her day, a round of 69. She leads by 1 with 18 holes to play in the season's final major. Will she get it done, or will there be a little upset? Only 7 players start the final round in red figures. Certainly hope you can join us for Championship Sunday, same time, same place, tomorrow afternoon. Until then, have a lovely evening, everyone. Go Europe in the Ryder Cup, and we'll see you tomorrow at Blue Heron. Bye-bye for now.